On the JT and JL series that have the 3.6 Pentastar, these all have the same specs, so this applies for all of those models. That is a 1/2-inch drain plug that comes out there. Loosen that with a ratchet and apply your fingers to the end of it and unscrew, and when it gets close to the end, push inward pressure so that the oil will not seep around it. Once the threads have completely come out and there's still inward pressure, you pull the plug completely and set it off to the side. That way you'll prevent oil running down your hand. Obviously use gloves to get in to remove any. And once you see that the oil has stopped draining in a constant stream, that's when we're going to do something that some will find controversial, which, if you're ever curious the oil type, it is always written on the engine oil fill cap on almost all vehicles, especially on Chryslers. They love to do this, so you can't mess it up. 020. This here, I have 1 quart remaining in this, which is my flush-through container, and I always leave 1 good quart to be sacrificed to pour through. So in all of the tappet zones, or all the little lifter areas, this will be a fast fill, so I'll pour it in rapidly. So yes, you might spend an extra $5 or $4 worth of oil every oil change, but what this does is this quick flush through, and we'll go back down underneath. You can see that the oil coming through has a nice amber to it, but it has that black line in the back of it, because in all of the little cavities inside of the engine that the oil just stays settled in, that last quart helps push out all of the old oil that was remaining in the engine itself. So just use 1 sacrifice oil quart per oil change, and it makes a huge difference in the longevity of the engine itself. And I do this on all of my vehicles. This is something I've done my entire life. Highly recommend. Once this comes down to a standstill drip and there's no stream, that's when we'll reinsert this and hand torque it back on. It doesn't have to be extremely tight, just very snug. The filter for this is the MO349. I would recommend getting the Mopar. It is available at almost every Walmart and most auto parts store, but stick to OEM, and that's much better for the longevity, since the flow-through rate of a filter is an important metric of the filter's ability to do its job. Now, I open the box, take the original filter out, and then put this one into it, and then I'll pull it out by squeezing the box at an angle like this, and then pulling on the top. This rubber gasket here also gets removed and replaced. You can actually easily pry it out with your finger, and in place put this new one after you apply oil. With the new O-ring on and the new filter in place, push down until it clicks into place, which holds it into the cap. Hand screw almost all of the threads on this cap until it nearly bottoms out on the rubber gasket, and you'll feel it get tight. Hand tighten with a 15/16 socket, and then